You're listening Table 12 Podcast. Danny Barr, Paul Marino, Rob Klein in the other room, behind the glass, behind two doors. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good. Dan, how are you?
Center.
He's on the board, pushing the buttons.
I'll try not to fall asleep this time.
Yeah,
How you doing, fellas?
Be nice. If we can't keep you interested, how are we going to keep everybody else interested? Especially since you don't know what we're going to say. So this is fresh.
Very exciting.
Oh, yeah. How was your week?
My week was good. Not much happening, though.
Okay, that about wraps it up.
Just routine.
We'll see you next week.
Just routine.
I worked all week, so not a lot of...
I do have breaking news now that I think about it.
What's your breaking news?
I got the Geek Squad coming tomorrow to try to straighten out all my issues with the technology.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
They
Calibrate the stereo, hook up the...
Did you have to buy something to do that? Or
I just bought an up-to-date Fire Stick.
So you still didn't go...
Well, you know why?
5G on the TV.
Because, you know why?
You're a
I got
cheap
him. I got
bastard.
him. No, it's only. I should have pulled the trigger for $329. All right, but every TV I have is brand new.
Except the one that you watch the most.
No, I mean, no. It's a new TV. It just doesn't have what I gathered out of the issues was that the Fire Stick wasn't up to 5K.
The only way you're getting a new TV is if you go test drive a car.
No, don't you understand?
Just admit it.
I don't have a problem buying a new TV. I should have pulled the trigger, but since I didn't, we'll see. Right now, I'm just going to hook it up the way I was recommended to do: a new Fire Stick and calibrate the stereo. But it's making progress. We'll see how that goes.
All right, good.
You know, it's a step in the right direction. You got to walk before you can run.
You're going to start running out of things to complain about.
Yeah,
you fixed that, and now you got to find something else.
There's plenty. I find a lot of. I never have a problem with that. So what's going on, Dan?
So I want to talk about listeners.
Our listeners, I presume.
Our listeners,
Mhm.
yes. They we picked up China this week.
China,
Beijing, and Hong Kong. And Rob, I didn't look today, but Rob said there's a couple other towns in China that are listening. We're big. I'm telling you, we're big. They and the other country that's big with us is Spain. So it appears we're big with socialists.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to start promoting free rent.
Free rent?
For subsidized rent for everybody. Subsidized rent, government-owned grocery stores. I'm all in on it now. If most of our listeners are going to be socialist, I have to pander to them.
Well, that means the Table 12 people got to step up their game.
That's right.
Because they're getting out listened to. We named the show after them, and we're getting out listened by China. And
we have more listeners in Beijing than we do at the cottage. And we named the damn show after the table in the cottage.
That's precious. That really is.
And we picked up another state, Louisiana. We picked up Louisiana.
We're gonna have to start doing remotes because I got to get my my.
Did you get your license yet?
I got my driver's my what do you call it? Real ID.
Real ID.
I don't have a passport yet.
Well, we're not looking to leave the country yet.
Oh, we're gonna have to start out just with states that are different states.
Yep.
Okay. We may have to get a T-shirt merchandise sale before we can collect some money to do a remote. But
but it's funny to me that people, because of the internet, I don't even know how they know what we're talking about.
Do they have translators? You think?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm going to guess Beijing and Hong Kong have a lot of English-speaking people because
that's true.
A lot of Western companies there. But it just makes me laugh when.
But they may have the headphones like at the Nuremberg trials where they got translated.
I don't know if that comparison's a good one. But
I just saw it. It's fresh in my mind. That's why.
We thank everybody for listening.
Yep, absolutely.
We're up to 34 states plus Washington D.C. And
Rob's got the #1 producer rating in Hamburg. Producing shows, Rob Klein.
There you go.
So he's doing something right.
You're producing the #1 podcast in Hamburg.
That makes my whole day.
And I think we're up to 18 countries.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
No, it really is. All kidding aside, we got to try to boost our participation around here.
And a buddy of mine from Cape Cod called me yesterday and was very complimentary of the show. Said we had great voices for this. I didn't agree with that because I can't stand my voice, but he said we had great voices and even better faces for doing podcast.
Faces for radio, you mean?
Faces for radio.
Yeah. Well, at least you got one friend that's commenting nice without threatening to come up and shoot you or something like the one.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but he's come around.
Okay.
He's actually a fan.
Okay, good.
He's never going to like our politics, and you know what? It's what makes the world go around is different opinions. But I got a buddy in Czechoslovakia that listened, and it's kind of cool.
It is.
But it would be nice if the actual Table 12 listened.
Well, I got a few of them listened this week, so usually they only listen if they're on the broadcast.
Do we have to do shout outs?
No. No. Let's see if we can build it up without doing a shout out.
Okay. Big week at the cottage this weekend.
Yeah. It's right in the wheelhouse there. Irish.
And the weather's
St.
going to be
Pat's.
good, so I'm happy for you. Happy for the cottage. Hope they do banging business. But so yeah, it's been going well.
Hopefully we're getting through this weather.
Beautiful day today.
Today, today's good, but it's supposed to get cold in a week. But I think it's just a last gasp of winter.
It's kind of a catch-22. It's nice to see the lawn again, but now I got to go clean up all the dog crap that was left in the snow.
Well, that's
all
why
winter.
I don't have a dog. That's exactly.
I just thought it
reason.
was your inability to love.
Well, that's part of it, but it's mostly the. I don't clean up the dog.
If anyone should have a dog, it's you, because it's the only way you're going to find unconditional love.
Why? I got plenty of people loving me.
Not unconditionally.
That's a good one.
So
speaking of politics, what do you got, Dan? Anything going on or current events?
well, we're going to do. You want to roll into that?
Well, you're the boss. I just follow. Go ahead.
right.
I react to you.
So speaking of having a dog, Christy Nome got fired,
Christine Owen.
and I'm
That's
sure
current events.
her dogs are terrified now because she's coming home. But Mark Wayne Mullen.
But before you get to him, she got a lateral move in a new position.
If you want to call it lateral.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Shield of America.
What do you think the issue?
I don't even know what that is.
All right. What do you think the issues were with her that she lost?
I think she was the unfortunate face of Minnesota.
Okay.
And someone had to go. I mean, Tom Homan went out there and cleaned it up in a day. All the problems. Tom Homan's amazing to me.
He's phenomenal.
But she dropped the ball, and she spent $200 million on an advertisement that she probably shouldn't have done.
Oh,
You got an administration who's cutting funding and looking for wasteful spending, and then she dropped $200 million on a commercial advertising campaign, so that didn't help. But I think it was Minnesota.
all right.
That's my opinion.
Okay. We really don't know for sure, but
The timing works.
It seems
for
like
that.
you might be on point with that.
And then it happens right after Mark Wayne Mullen dragged some protester out of a committee meeting, and he's an Oklahoma badass, that guy. So he's now going to be it, as long as he gets Senate approval, which I don't see him not getting.
Right.
But so yeah, some turmoil within the Homeland Security. And
They're not even funding the homes.
they're not funding right now. It's crazy. They're blaming ICE for not funding Homeland Security, but ICE is getting paid. ICE has funding.
They'll just do anything to throw a wrench in. So I don't know what to say. And then you have an issues now, and now TSA's lumped in that with that too, right? TSA's not getting paid. Now you're having problems at the airports.
Well, yeah, they're Homeland Security.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and fortunately, Rob and I, we traveled a week or two ago, and we got in under the line because they just started not getting paid this past week. So, I mean, I think
You
it's
guys were traveling.
I think it's ridiculous. This whole thing, I don't understand. See, the biggest problems I have with Congress will never be corrected because the only ones that can overrule these problems are Congress.
Right.
And they're not going to do it to themselves.
Right.
You know, they're like, to me, it's obscene that they still get paid while government employees get shut down
Makes
and
no
furloughed.
sense. Makes no
But
sense.
they still keep getting paid. And they're not even showing up to work.
No.
And, you know, they shut the country down. They shut the government employees, laid them all off, and went on vacation. And they went on some retreat. You know, it's just obscene. We're never going to see term limits because they're the only ones that can vote for it. They're not going to vote themselves term limits. It's too lucrative a job. They're all making money. They're all making money hands over fist.
If you didn't pay them for a couple of months, they're not in trouble. They got so much money. Every one of them got Congress people.
Well, not everyone goes into Congress with money.
But they seem to get it when they're in there.
They seem to come out with it. And, but it's just things that are just like their pensions are astronomical, and you serve 2 years in Congress and you get a pension, or 4 years in Congress. You know, where else do you get that? Where else do you get a pension after just a few years? They should be on the same. They should be getting their health benefits the same way we all do. They should be getting Social Security the same way we all do. You know, it's just, I don't understand it. And, you know, the writers of the Constitution, our forefathers, they believe that you should come in, do your time, serve your country, and then go back home.
Right.
And go back to work, or go back to your farm, or go run your business, your printing business, or your merchant business. You know, it wasn't supposed to be a career.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be serve your country. You know, it's just, I just get so disappointed. And that's across the board. I get disappointed in all of them because they all do it. Like, so the big news this past week on social media was the sexual assault, sexual harassment by members of Congress. Nancy Mace put in a bill for vote to release all information on members of Congress that have had a complaint filed against them. And only 63 or 65 of them voted for it. And the actual the vote was to not release the complaints.
Not release.
And only 65 people or so voted to release them. And the other 400 and some voted not to. And what's that tell you?
It doesn't look good for them.
No. And some of the people that voted not to release them were women. AOC voted not to release them. So it's kind of hypocritical. You're screaming from the rooftops about the Epstein files and you know,
everything is hypocrisy with these people.
It's sociopathic at times that these people can do one thing and say another, and they can act like whatever they just did never happened. When it's all on tape, it's all recorded. It's, you know, it's all right there, and they just go right through it. They plow through it. And it reminds me of someone had told me years ago that a news cycle is 72 hours. You screw up, do something bad, you've got a controversy against you. Wait it out. And as long as you can wait it out 72 hours, there's going to be another controversy to take the place on the front page.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you got to do. And ever since someone told me that, I pay attention to that. And it happens more than it doesn't. You know, where someone's in trouble, it's the biggest news on the front page. But don't worry, come Wednesday, something else is on the front page.
Right.
So that's what they do.
Well, I'm on the war front. You know, I've been following that a little bit. with the Iran. I mean, we're wiping everything out that we could possibly wipe out in Israel, and they're trying to knock out the terrorist, I guess, the Hezbollah. But a lot of the leadership has been taken out. Now they're putting in the son of the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know how much they have to do in order for them to. I don't think they're going to have a surrender. And it just makes me think back. It's not the same, but it kind of makes me reminded of, Japan should have surrendered before we did any atomic bomb. They were done, but they just wouldn't. They wouldn't do it. Are these Iranians ever going to decide that they're in a losing thing here? They're forcing us to put boots on the ground, which I don't agree with. But I don't think you're going to get an unconditional surrender. They wanted to go out, string out long enough where public opinion is going to go against them. If you can end this thing it's only been a week, but if you can end this thing relatively quickly and show some success, and maybe they can get another regime in there, I don't see how they're going to be able to put another regime in, because they still have power. None of them people have any guns over there. They have people that are happy and great that's going on, and I don't think they have the ability to overthrow the people themselves without some.
Well, they don't have any weapons.
That's what I mean. I just said that. Yeah, it's
I
like
know.
so.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, so I don't know how it's going to come to a conclusion. Even if you wipe out their army, you've wiped out a lot of their leadership, but they still have enough people that are for this, this regime.
Well, it also doesn't help when, when your 5-year plan is to become a martyr.
Yeah.
They have no problem with martyrdom over there. So you're just going to keep getting people to take that spot.
So how are you going to end this thing? Even if you wipe out you wipe out the Navy's already gone. You wipe out all their missile capabilities.
They have no air defense.
Well, then how you unless how are you going to kill everybody?
And they've pissed off every country around them.
Right. So they don't have any help from the Arab nations because they attacked them. Now Russia came out today, so they're going to help Iran. I don't know how.
Well, they've always helped them.
Well, they helped them, but now I don't know how they're going to help them with this war. They have their hands full.
It's
probably just posturing,
right?
But
they're depleted. Russia's depleted.
There's got to be some kind of an end to the regime, which I'm not seeing. Quite frankly, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing any signs of. And anytime any of them get on their radio or TV, we're waiting. We want the boots on the ground. We're going to annihilate them. They land here. I don't want to see this thing go on. Obviously.
Nobody does.
No.
But they have to continue to choke them out economically, and taking over the waterways and not allowing them to ship oil is going to play a big part of that. And that's why Russia's stepping up to try to help them, because they need Iranian oil. China needs Iranian oil, and we're choking that out.
So how do you think the people could actually do anything to take over and put something in there? I don't see it.
I personally have never been in that position before, so I don't know. I can't even take over my household.
I know, because we can't even. When we took out Saddam, that just went into Civil War II again, and that didn't. We didn't do anything. I mean, Iraq isn't a factor now. I don't know. I can't even tell you who's running their country. Can you tell me?
No.
So, but the point is, are they calmed down? Yeah, Iraq. But, I don't see how they're going to come to the resolution of a regime change. I think that's what the issue is.
Well, I mean, they successfully, it appears they've successfully done it in Venezuela.
Yeah.
And they're looking to do it in Cuba now. And the Cuban people want it. But so I guess he's just following that plan.
So you're going to have to do Delta Force again and get people out of there and then install people. I don't see how else you're going to do it. I have no idea how you're going to do it other than that.
Well, that's what they're trained for.
All right. Well,
so there was some ruckus in New York City.
Right.
In front of Gracie Mansion.
The mayor?
I guess, an anti-Muslim group was doing a peaceful protest, and they admitted it was a peaceful protest. and some radicals from Pennsylvania. A couple of kids, just 18, 19 years old, came in with some homemade bombs. Thankfully, they weren't very good at it, and tossed them into the group. And NYPD did what they do and just reacted. I just got a kick out of Mamdani's press conference where he referred to the protest as a bigoted protest. Well, he would. He's a Muslim. This was an anti-Muslim group. But you weren't calling the
Jewish protest.
the anti-Semitic
No,
protest.
that's fine.
Bigotry. They weren't calling that
No.
bigotry.
No.
You know,
One-way street again.
and he's complimenting the 35,000 members of the NYPD, not mentioning the fact that you want to lay 5,000 off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just, you talk about hypocrisy.
Well, it's hypocrisy, and it's also talking both sides. You know, you can't have it both ways.
Well, apparently you can.
Well, I'm being facetious. You know what that means, right?
Well, I don't appreciate that.
But you're right. You're right.
But thankfully, those bombs were duds, and NYPD reacted quickly, and they had these guys pinged on the GW bridge. Right. I mean, they had them. I mean,
He also said, anybody does anything like that, they're going to be brought to justice. Meanwhile, you're letting people out of prison. You know,
yeah, just he wants to empty Rikers.
come on. Again, you can't have it both ways.
And this is what
Or like you said, they can have it both ways.
And this is what I mean by the 72-hour news cycle. You know, today's Monday. Look at the paper Thursday. It'll be off the front page. And Mamdani will be talking about something else that goes against, they all. So, and I'm just going to say, I was thinking about this earlier today, and only because I heard it on the news today. And there's 3 phrases that should be banned from everyone's speeches, whether it's the media or the politicians, whatever. 3 phrases that are so overused, I'm tired of hearing them.
Okay.
Thinking outside the box. Now, as someone who has spent 45 years making boxes,
You would know best.
you have to think inside the box. You have to know what's going inside the box in order to design the box.
Otherwise, it's not a box.
Well, you don't know what size to make it. At the end of the day, man, I'm tired of hearing that.
Well, that's
That's every sports show. At the end of the day, you just got to make first downs. And then the new one now, and I blame Schumer for this one. 2.0. Everything is 2.0.
Yeah.
Jim Crow 2.0. You know, stop with this. It's like an email goes out to everybody every morning. Okay, here's the phrase of the day. And then they all just beat the shit out of that phrase for the rest of the day. And I heard it on the way down here. It was only a half-mile drive. And I heard 2.0.
Well, you know what I hate? What term I hate? The MAGA right.
Because
Okay?
we're not all MAGA.
Well, the point of MAGA is a phrase, make America great again. They're against that.
Right. Well, yes. I don't understand that.
I'm a Republican.
And the funny,
I'm not a MAGA anything. I'm a Republican.
And that actually started with Reagan. Reagan was the first one to coin "Make America Great Again."
Yes, I remember that now. You bring it to my attention. Yeah.
I don't know how they made that a swear word.
And they use it like MAGA extremists.
But
like, you know,
I will
what is
also
that?
say, well,
I'm
see,
just a Republican.
they
Do you think I'm
What-
an extremist?
what was the
all I
last
do-
what was the last Republican? I'm blank on it.
Go ahead.
What was the last Republican group that they like?
The Tea Party.
The Tea Party.
Yeah.
Right. Just because you're a Republican doesn't mean you're an extremist. Okay. Just because you're a liberal doesn't mean you're an extreme liberal.
Right.
So the same thing has happened to the word progressive. If you look at the definition of progressive, it's a positive thing.
Yeah.
You're making progress. How many meetings have we sat in when they said, well, what's the update on this? Progress.
Right.
Okay. That it was just a thing. But now that's a nasty word. That's a swear word. If you're a progressive, then you're ultra liberal. You're extreme liberal. You know, they just, because it's also overused, and they don't have anything else to label and criticize. You know,
Yep.
it's like wearing a red baseball hat. I feel bad for all the Phillies fans. How many Phillies fans got punched in the face by someone because they thought it was a Make America Great Again hat? You know, like you couldn't wear a red hat in public. It's insane how crazy people get.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. You know, it's a positive phrase.
It's a positive phrase that they turn negative.
Well, and I think because of the word again, because that implies that America was no longer great. And it was no longer great because of the last administration.
Well, I have to agree with that statement, but you know, somehow you're going to have to get some stability here, because if you lose the next two elections, you're going to be back to everything's going to go back the way it was. And that's where the problem is here. And I don't see anybody on the Democrat side except for Fetterman, who I think that guy would be a good president. I don't care.
You think that's not in the plan?
And the Democrat, okay, I want to see a Democrat. If a Democrat wins, it's not because he's going to open the border. Okay, they got to get away from this open border policy, and I don't see how they can do it, because if you get the wrong people in, they're going to open the border again.
Well, I think they'd be hard pressed to do that, only because of now the Trump administration proved you can close the border to the crossings, the illegals, and have some semblance of order down there. And then if someone else comes in and goes back to what it was 5-6 years ago, then obviously that they're the problem. It'll be pretty obvious.
Right. I see what you're saying.
So they're going to have to toe the line somewhere along that. But where you're going to see it is, you know, the typical dinner table conversations of healthcare and Social Security. We've been hearing since we were in high school that Social Security was going to go away.
Yeah.
Gone. And I don't want to, speak for you, but I can say this is 45 years since I've graduated high school.
I'm 50 years now.
And we're still hearing it.
50 years. My reunion's coming up. I don't want to go to this reunion.
How could you not? You're the snake. You're a celebrity. You're going to walk in. Come on.
How am I going to be a celebrity? I'm not a celebrity now.
Those people are going to part like the Red Sea when you walk into that banquet.
I got a lot of people. I got a lot of people trying to get my wife involved to get me to go to it. She's friends with everybody on Facebook. I'm not friends with anybody on Facebook. You know.
Well, you have to be on Facebook to be friends with them.
True.
No, I mean, you should go. I mean, God, for 50 years, how many people you got left in your class?
Well, that's the point.
It's dwindling.
It's down the shore somewhere.
You could have your reunion at a diner.
It's down the shore.
I remember.
I have to go down the shore. I have to go.
Why would they have it down the shore?
I have no idea.
You're from Woodridge.
I haven't done any research on it.
You're from Woodridge.
Huh?
What? Because the Crow's Nest closed? You can't. You can't have it there.
I'm not sure if somebody maybe has a summer house down there, so I make it convenient for them to go down there. I have no idea.
You should have it at Steve's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I gotta do some research.
You got the best banquet hall in northern Jersey, practically in your town.
The Fiesta.
The Fiesta.
It is in Woodridge, and plus I know the owners. But I'm not on the committee. I don't want to be on that committee either. I don't know what the story is here, but I got a lot of people trying to.
Got a lot of people
trying to get me to go.
A lot of people talking.
Yeah, a lot of people talking.
Right now there's no talk of one for us, but I'd like to do it. And I talked to a couple of people if they would help me, but I would like to put something together this year.
I think I went to the 40th.
So we didn't have our last reunion because of COVID, and so we missed one. So the last reunion we had was 30.
I lost a lot of friends since the 40th.
Yeah,
I don't want to. It's not like it was when you went to the 20 or the 30. Like it's not the same type of thing now.
Right.
Like, you know, You know, I don't know.
I agree with that. It's a little calmer, but I had a great class and a great school, and we had a lot of fun.
Plus, I don't know if I can handle the
we
travel.
we
Dan.
like our reunions.
I don't know if I can handle the travel going down the shore.
You're not going to need a passport to
No.
get to.
I don't know if you know.
to Brick. I don't know.
I forget
wherever
where. I
you're
don't.
going.
I have to. To be determined. We got time. But so I don't know, Dan. I think we'll be talking about this war for a little bit now, and
Yeah, I think it's going to drag out a little bit, but I'd be surprised if it was still going by the end of the year.
all right. So I'm going to ask you this last question. Based on what we just discussed, do you think there's going to have to be boots on the ground, at least in maybe a Delta Force?
SF, the Special Forces.
Okay.
I don't see it as like ground troops, platoons. I see it's going to have to be handled by Special Forces.
Get in and get out.
Yeah,
But you're going to need a pretty
you have a target. You
See,
go
the
in,
problem is you
achieve the target, and you
but
leave.
you don't know how many of these extremists that are there. Number one, and number two, they now there's no element of surprise like it was with Venezuela. They know that they can expect something.
There's no R
There's
in Venezuela. Just so
what's
you
it?
know.
What?
There's no R in Venezuela.
What did I say? I said
You
Venezuela.
said Venezuela. They when George Bush 41 went in to help Kuwait,
Mhm.
he had a mission.
Yeah.
They went in, they achieved the mission, and they left. Some people thought he should have stayed and got rid of Hussein then, but he didn't. He left. He achieved the mission. And nobody seemed to have a problem that there was no declaration of war. The last declaration of war by Congress was 1942.
Mhm.
They want to scream about everything,
Yeah.
and Congress on both sides hates when the president doesn't get their permission. We heard about it with Iraq. We heard about it, although they voted on Iraq after we were already there. But and that's the other thing that's not consistent right now, is because it's Trump.
Right.
It's not because they think this is wrong. They just don't like the fact that he did it. And what are you going to do? You're going to tell 500 people your plan?
You can't
No.
because it also compromises the plan.
Yes.
Right.
I don't care how good they think they can keep a secret.
No.
I think,
and most of them act like traitors anyway.
I think they've proven they can't keep a secret.
Yeah.
If they don't agree with something, they will leak it.
Sure.
So
All right, guys, we'll leave it there. We'll be back in a few minutes.
say it.